Stephanie, and I am one half of Steph and Adam, a channel dedicated to showing you how easy and delicious it is to make plant-based meal prep recipes. And today we are going to keep going with showing you this new style of video, which is how to make many recipes for a very small amount of money so that you have all of your food prepped for the week and beyond, depending on if you don't even eat it all in 1 week. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make 3 new recipes that we haven't done yet. And my inspiration for this video literally came from, I had all this food in the fridge and I wrote it down on a sticky note and I decided what can go with what and what dressings I'm going to put on it, and that is how these recipes came about. So I highly recommend, if you have stuff just going to waste in your fridge, write it down on a sticky note, figure out how you can combine things, and then just prep it up really fast. That's how you're gonna save money also, because then your food's just not gonna go to waste in the fridge. Anyway, so that's how I came up with this inspiration for today's video. So the 3 recipes I'm gonna be making are, I wrote them on my sticky notes so that I have my plan of action going on over here. The first thing I'm going to be making is a pasta dish because I haven't shown you how to make a pasta dish yet. So we're going to be using some bean pasta, which is my favorite kind of pasta. And in that pasta, I'm going to put some peas and some spinach. And then I'm going to be dousing that in like a vodka sauce using cashews. Then I'm going to be making kind of like a stir fry because I just had a bunch of random vegetables in my fridge. So I'm going to make up some quinoa. And on top of that quinoa, I'm going to put some Brussels sprouts, some green beans, some pepper, and some coconut aminos. So it'll be like a soy-ish kind of sauce, but coconut aminos are made with coconut instead of soy. And then to finish, I'm just gonna be making a soup because it's kind of cold right now. We're on the east coast of the United States. And so Adam and I have been really into soup lately. It's super easy to make soup, obviously. You just chuck everything in a pot and it is very cost effective. So let's get started. As usual, I'm assuming this is going to take me about an hour, so it is 2:50 right now, but let's say I started at 2:45 because I did already wash the produce and I like to make things fair. So let's say I'm starting at 2:45, and the first thing we are going to do is we're going to put up the pasta, and we're also going to put on the quinoa because we have to wait for both of those waters to boil. So I already have a big pot here. This is going to be for the pasta and this is going to be for the quinoa. So I already have water in both. So I'm just going to put on the flames. Woo! Wrong flame. Next, I forgot to say before that I'm going to also add some eggplant into this pasta dish. Cut off the top. Oh, this is not looking like a nice eggplant. You know what? I don't think we're going to use this eggplant. Nope. Nope. Okay, well that was a bust because I don't even have another eggplant. So I just bought this like 2 days ago, so bummer. Okay, so if you buy an eggplant, what you're gonna do is you're gonna dice that up into small cubes and you are going to put it in your frying pan, and as you fry that up, you are going to get your spinach and your peas ready because that is what's gonna go in next. So, and don't forget to get your scrap bowl ready because you're gonna need to throw your scraps in here, and that's gonna keep your workspace nice and tidy. Add a little bit of olive oil also when you put in the eggplant, so maybe like a tablespoon of olive oil, and you're gonna salt and pepper that. I'm gonna add some olive oil, but if you had already done that for the eggplant, you wouldn't add it again. Have you guys seen that meme? That meme cracks me up every time I see it on Instagram of like a giant thing with spinach and then the plate has one little piece of spinach on it. So funny. So accurate. So I'm just gonna let that wilt, move it around a little bit. And once that starts to wilt, we're gonna add in the peas, and then we're actually just gonna set that aside. We're gonna get that out of the pan so that we can use the same pan so that way you don't make a gigantic mess and have 50,000 pots to clean after, because, you know, you wanna be like in and out of the kitchen, not cleaning for 3 hours. I also forgot to mention that the very first thing you should have done before you even put the water on is, for your cashews, you're going to cover them with hot water because for the sauce, you want the cashews to be nice and soft so that way that when they blend, they're very creamy versus like a little bit chunky. We don't want chunky cashews. I'm gonna add in more spinach as it wilts down. So that's actually a really balanced meal because the pasta has a good amount of carbs and protein. There's going to be fat in this, good fats in this sauce from the cashews, And then the spinach has a lot of great nutrients, and the peas are a good source of protein and carbs. So this is actually a really nicely balanced meal. Now the spinach is almost all the way wilted. You don't have to cook it into oblivion because it'll just kind of keep cooking because it's so hot. So you can actually turn the flame all the way down to low, and now I'm just gonna add in the peas. Mix that around. Actually, turn the flame off. Put a little salt. And just like that, it's finished. Easy. Now what I'm going to do to set this aside is I'm just going to put it in a glass meal prep container that I'm probably going to end up using later for all the soup. So don't put it in something that you're not going to use again. You know, you're obviously trying to make the least amount of mess possible. So here we go. One thing done. Now we're going to make the sauce for the vodka sauce. If you wanted to, you could have added a little bit of garlic into here. But I kind of forgot because I was very upset about the eggplant. Okay, so leave that pan. We're just gonna put this aside. Now for the sauce, my cashews are right here. Drain out just a little bit of this water until it's just like covering like half of the cashews. Now the cashews are going into a blender. So you want it to be a little bit creamy. It shouldn't be like chunky. Like that's a little bit too chunky. It should look like a nice creamy sauce, so I'm gonna add a little bit more water. Beautiful. Now it looks more like a sour cream. I have no idea why I just smelled that. Anyway, it looks like a sour cream. That's when you know that it's the right consistency. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. And I'm gonna add in the marinara sauce. I'm gonna add probably like 2 cups of marinara. This is just like a super fast version of a vodka sauce. Basically just a pink creamy sauce. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Oh, so beautiful. Oh. Does anybody else love vodka sauce? Like, I am a huge vodka sauce fan. Fun fact, I used to be an assistant manager of an Italian restaurant, and I basically lived on the vodka sauce because that chef made it so good. Ah, yes, back in the day. That was like 8 years ago. That sauce is done. You can get rid of your blender. And now I think I hear something is boiling. Yes, okay, so the water is boiling for the quinoa, not for the pasta yet. So I'm just gonna add, this is a 1.5 cups of multicolored quinoa. Give that a quick stir. Not with the spinach. Cover, and put the heat on low, and that'll be done in like 20 minutes. Already done with the top 2 things. Next we have, in the same flat pan that we just used for the spinach, we're going to make the Brussels sprouts, the beans, and the red pepper. Actually, I'll just add this orange pepper in there too. So when you're making fast things like this, you always want to think about what is the densest food. So the most dense out of these veggies is going to be the Brussels sprouts. And then I'm going to cut up the beans really quickly and the peppers. So to this one, I'll add a little bit of garlic. Oh, and I totally forgot to say, guys, that for the vodka sauce, like I was saying, because I didn't finish my train of thought because mom brain, that vodka sauce is just a super simple throw together pinky vodka sauce. However, I actually experimented with and came up with the closest possible thing you could come to of real vodka sauce with heavy cream. And I put that recipe in our book. I'm pretty sure it's page like 48. If you have the book, vodka sauce, page 47, there it is right there. You will not be able to tell the difference, especially if you're a huge Italian food fan like myself. Because that's kind of like my passion, is figuring out how I can still eat my favorite Italian foods now that I'm plant-based and gluten-free. Thank you all very much for your concern in the last video when I chopped off half of my finger. Just kidding, it wasn't half of my finger, it was just the tip of my finger. That was fun, but it healed, so we're fine. It's all good. Okay, put the garlic in there, add some olive oil. Boom shakalaka. Boom shakalaka is like my new favorite word. No idea why. The pasta is actually boiling, so I'm gonna throw in the pasta. That's a bean pasta, and sorry, it's actually a lentil pasta. I don't know why I keep saying bean. It's a lentil pasta, and it only cooks for about 8 minutes. So I'm gonna put a timer on, 8 minutes, and let that do its thing because we wanna get the pasta in and out because we're going to use the same pot for the soup. So while we wait for that though, we're just gonna cut up the Brussels sprouts in half. So now my Brussels sprouts are all totally cut, and I'm going to add them to the pot. I didn't put the garlic on yet because Brussels sprouts take some time to cut. So now I'm gonna put them on. Put your flame on high, and now I'm going to stir the pasta. You also really don't want to cook your pasta all the way. So make sure that you take it out when it's al dente, not when it's like you would eat it right now. Green beans, which I'm just gonna cut into like thirds. I'm gonna just chuck them here in this bowl that I have from the quinoa so that I can make space on my board. Give them a little mix. Salt and pepper. Next, I'm gonna cut up some peppers. Give them a stir. They're getting that nice brown color, so I'm gonna add in the coconut aminos now. This is like 2 or 3 tablespoons. Molto bene. Give that a stir. Turn the flame down to medium and add in everything else. So the beans and the peppers. Give that a quick stir. And I'm going to cover it so it's not so loud. The pasta is done. I think. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's done. I actually should have taken it out a little bit earlier because it's not as al dente as I wanted it, but that's fine. I'm going to drain that. Mix up the Brussels sprouts. Let that keep cooking. Okay. The quinoa is definitely almost done. So, what's left? All that's left is mixing up the pasta. Oh, mix up the pasta, duh, okay. I'm actually just gonna put the pasta right back into here. I'll bring it close to you. So we got the pasta, and then we've got the veggies. Whoop. And we got the sauce, uh-oh. I hate when this happens. Okay. My delicious sauce. And mix it all together. Oh my God, this looks so good. Hallelujah. Oh man, by the way, that was only 16 ounces of pasta. This will probably be like 4 to 6 servings. Let's see. Oh my God. So freaking good. Look at this beauty. Look at that. Amazing. Stop stalling. Let's go. That veggies is almost done. And since we have to make the soup in here, I'm just gonna add these into the containers. Beautiful pasta. And we'll be back after this. So I just plated that into 4 containers, but it'll be about 6 servings. I'm just gonna put everything into just 4 containers so that way my fridge isn't completely full of meal prep containers. I'm just gonna turn this off because this is definitely done. Getting a little sloppy here because Adam and Sophie are on the way home. So I'm just trying to hurry up. As you can see, there's still this much vodka sauce left. So I could have just let that swim in vodka sauce, but just because of the thumbnail, I'm just so that you can actually see the food. But go ahead and use all of this or save it for later, whatever you want to do. Only thing left is the soup. We're doing great for time, so I'm just gonna cut up the stuff for the soup. So how we doing? It's 3:23, plenty of time. So first, I'm just gonna mince the garlic. This is like 4 or 5 cloves of garlic. Dice up the onions. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil, the onions and the garlic into the big pot. Olive oil. Okay, let those saute while I start cutting up. Oh, actually, sorry, I forgot the thyme. I had some thyme in my fridge. If you don't have it, you don't have to add it in. I didn't peel these, I washed them. Totally up to you if you want to peel them. Now for the carrots, I'm just gonna cut them up into small pieces. Obviously with any cooking, the smaller you make whatever you're cooking, it's gonna cook faster, right? So usually whenever we make anything, small pieces are the way to go. Give them a mix. Later on, I'll just take those sticks of thyme out. Put your scraps in the bowl, chuck all these carrots in there. You can take this off just so that it cools down so that we can put it into containers. Celery we have here. Add the celery in. Okay, it was empty. Stir. Cut up the rest of the celery. Add that in. Let that keep sauteing while we cut up these potatoes. You're just gonna dice them. Make small pieces. You know who loves this soup when I make this soup? Sophie. She absolutely loves the carrots and the potatoes. Toss them in as you cut them. Give it a stir. If your knife starts to get a little sticky, if you're not very fast at cutting, well like right now, like see this just got stuck. It's just the starches from the potato on the knife, so you can actually just rinse it off quickly, which also makes it less dangerous. Now we're gonna fill the pot up with water, and we're gonna cover, bring that to a boil. Actually, I'm gonna put a teaspoon of salt in there first. Okay, bring that to a boil, and that's basically it. I just realized that's pretty much it. I'm gonna do a quick clean, and then I'm gonna plate up the other meal, and then go from there. So we're gonna make 4 of the other meal now. Half of a cup to each container. There's obviously a lot more in here for when you make the rest of the meals. Now add in the veggies. And that's that. So this one will make about 6 meals with leftovers of quinoa. Or you could just bulk up the quinoa and make more, put more quinoa in each container. It's totally up to you. While we wait for the soup to come to a boil, which should be in about a minute or so, I'm gonna quickly talk to you about snacks, because you guys ask us about snacks all the time. And to be honest, we aren't like snacky people. I know a lot of people do meal prep snacks, and to be honest with you, that meal prep snack video that we made like 3 years ago, we only made it, we had to look up recipes. We only made it because everyone kept asking us for meal prep recipe snacks. We do not make meal prep recipe snacks. We do super simple things. Even back in the day when we were eating animal products, it was still always super simple things. So right now, as plant-based eaters, the things that we snack on the most are dates. Dates? We eat dates every single day, and we also eat a lot of fruit as snacks. So it's fruit and dates. That's basically what we eat, and sometimes some nuts, but mostly fruits and dates. So dates, why are they good for you? They're high in fiber, they're good for your brain, they're good for your bones, they're good for promoting natural labor. So if you are getting towards the end of your pregnancy, well, you should actually eat dates all throughout your pregnancy, but if you are towards the end of your pregnancy, you should be eating like 4 to 6 dates a day. And I've actually heard some really crazy things about dates and women in labor. So I had a really easy labor and birth, and I ate a ridiculous amount of dates towards the end there. It was like probably 6 to 8 a day. But they're also really good for natural sweeteners, so that you can, you know, like our salted date caramel oats that we made in one of the previous videos, and it's also a recipe in our book. You don't have to add any sugar or maple syrup or anything. It's just a great natural sweetener. It helps regulate blood sugars. So dates are just like a magical food. And these are actually from Israeli farmers, and they just want everyone to know how amazing dates are. They sent us these dates, and they just want us to share with you that dates are amazing. They're not like a specific brand or anything. They're from Israeli farmers, but like this is literally the box that it came in. There's no like brand. They just want the world to know how good dates are for you, and we obviously totally believed in that anyway, so we were like, cool, awesome partnership there. If you get dried dates, no, not good. These are medjool dates, and medjool dates are so juicy. Maybe that's why they're called medjool. Juicy. We should call them majuicy dates. Oh man. Anyway, so these dates are absolutely delicious. Thank you very much to you farmers in Israel for sending us these, and yeah, so that's the real story on what we do for snacks. It is 3:44. Boom. Look at that. Okay, the soup should be boiling. It's almost there, so I'm just gonna add them in anyway. These are lentils, not cooked yet. They're raw lentils. This is like 2 cups. I'm gonna chuck them in the soup. Stir around. Put the lid back on and let that cook. That might be done in like 15 minutes. Once it boils for like 5 to 10 minutes, the vegetables will definitely be done and tender. So go ahead, clean up a little bit, then check on the soup. There's not even that much to clean, as usual. I'm just gonna put this quinoa in a meal prep container, put that in another meal prep container, clean those 2 things, and that's basically it, and a cutting board and a knife. So I will be back. But we did finish cooking in the hour, so yay. And I also finished before Adam and Sophie got back. That deserves an extra. Okay, I'll be back. I'm actually going to sign off now before the soup is done in case Sophie comes home and is super cranky and needs me. So I will just dub that in with a voiceover or something. So here's what we have already, and the soup is going to be it. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I actually just came up with a genius idea. So you know how there was leftover vodka sauce? When you reheat your pasta, add some of the vodka sauce when you reheat it, and that'll just make it even better. So, because sometimes if you're using sauces and stuff, if there's not enough sauce, it can get a little dry, so usually I end up throwing on a little bit more sauce. So here's the sauce. Add a little bit more when you are going to reheat. And if you're just gonna go to work or something, just add all the sauce into the pasta right off the bat. Don't forget, if you haven't yet, you can grab a link in the description box below to our plant-based meal prep book with tons and tons of awesome ideas just like this that are super fast, easy, and delicious. Make sure you're following us over on Instagram, Steph and Adam Official, and that is it. Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure that you leave a comment in the section box below. It really helps YouTube show it to more people because YouTube then thinks that the video was good. So please let us know what you thought in the comment section below. And if you have any special requests, also let us know that. And I will try to turn your favorite foods into plant-based foods if it's something that I have not already thought of. So have a great week, guys, and we will catch you next time. Bye. Look who just came home. Sophie! Say hi, Sophie! Say hi, everybody on the YouTubes! Say hi! Oh, no, okay. We're cranky. We're a little bit cranky. That's why Adam had to come home.
I got Sophie new shoes. Sophie.
Look! Dada went out and got Sophie some new shoes.
So you can run right outside now.
Look at these little things.
Little booties. Little booties.
If you want to see more of Sophie, follow us on Instagram because we post about her all the time. And if you want more strictly just our food, you can actually use our Fit Couple Cooks Instagram account because that is strictly our food, but the Steph and Adam Official account is food and a lot of Sophie. So
Say hi, guys. Bye. Bye. Oh, what's that? Camera lens?
soup has now been boiling for 10 minutes. All the vegetables are soft, so now I'm just gonna plate it up. This is gonna make between 8 and 10 servings. Sophie, you playing peekaboo with a tripod?
Sophie.
What are you doing? Hi! Nice avocado all over your face.
Sophie.
You wanna play peekaboo? Go, play peekaboo. Peekaboo! Peekaboo! Hi!
Dance? You gonna dance? Do dance?
Wow!
Do dance.
You love tripod, huh?
Do dance.
Hi. Yeah? Really? Hi! Oh.
Follow my kissy.